Left-handers. What do you still struggle with in today's age? This is something so dumb and trivial. But video games that don't let you keybind and default WASD. As a lefty, I've come to the realization that in the real world you're either right-handed or ambidextrous. The fact that my teacher when I was 5 years old shamed and trained me to use my right hand, and then every teacher after her gave me extra homework, practicing handwriting because my right-handed scribbling was practically illegible. That most of us have done things we prefer to do right-handed, and sometimes it takes years for us to figure out which is better for us. Playing cards. Can't hold them in your left hand and see the suit and the number in the way a RH person can. Scissors. Most are fucking useless. Ditto tin openers. Desks in lecture theater buildings. Lots of tools. The two switch safety cutouts are invariably placed and shaped for a right hand and thumb. Guns, similar. The safety etc. placed and shaped for a right hand. The struggle is far from ding-dong diddly done. ETA. Cake forks. There's always a sharp cutting edge on the wrong edge. And I fucking love cake. Right-handed people don't realize how many normal things are built for them. One that really annoys me are spatulas. There is a slant at the top that always slants right to left, and it becomes impossible to scrape the left side of a pan. Rant over. One-sided handle trolleys. The kind delivery, removalists guys stack boxes on, absolutely drive me nuts. Scissors I just learnt right-handed. Can't use lefty scissors at all now. Person facepalming ring binders. Numbskull design. My cooking thermometer can only be read right side up when using it right-handed. Pain in the ass when I'm in a hurry. Oh, you're left-handed? My brother's girlfriend's dog's walker is left-handed. Dry erase anything. Good luck drawing anything on a whiteboard. You're going to erase half of what you just drew with your big dumb hand. In school, people put me on the desk to the right of a righty. You know how often we elbow bump each other. Also pencils. It gets all over the side of my hand and it's just annoying. Many other things as well, but I'm not going to list them all. Now that COVID has made handshakes a thing of the past, I'm pretty unstoppable. Learning cursive. All of the follow the dotted line lettering was on the left side of the paper, being covered by my hand when I started to write. My teacher told me she'd find me a lefty copy. That was 8 years ago. Notebooks and left-handed guitar prices, in that order. The lack of left-handed equipment in some schools. Impossible to cut paper with right-handed sucors, or searching for 10 minutes for a left-handed baseball glove for gym classes. Oh, you're a left-hander? Try write something with your right hand. I would saying most crafts I've seen for yarn, crochet and knitting. Seems like they set the pattern up always for someone right-handed. Not even sure how a lefty would adjust for that. Pull to start engines. To this day can't find an angle to start while using my left hand. Due to how they're wound I need to use my right hand, which takes monk-like concentration. Not a left-hander, but seeing my friend write in a notebook without a clipboard was sad. Chainsaws most tools actually. And computer mouse. Fucking pencils I get the goddamn dust on my arm. Tying my shoes. I was deep into elementary school before I could effectively tie my own shoes. No one ever thinks about the knots being backwards when a lefty does it. Can openers can just fuck off already. So can anything that screws. Every time I see one of these posts I always click on them. It's like seeing your native country mentioned somewhere and you just have to see what it's about. Can openers. Honestly, fuck those things. I've adapted to doing nearly everything with my right hand, besides writing. I feel I'm a disgrace to the left-handed community. Scissors. Our first child is due in about a month and I'm horrified I'm going to be unable to cut through the umbilical cord with their right-hand scissors. Slip on some after birth as I struggle and stab the doctor in the eye. Being left has never bothered me. I use my right hand for right-handed stuff except writing. The only actual problem I had is ring binders. Fuck those things. The scissors. All the time. And writing on whiteboards. PC gaming. I have to remap the entire keyboard and some games won't recognize the primary mouse button when the mouse is swapped for left-handed. It's quite frustrating. OMG, you're left-handed? What does it look like, Brenda? Not a left-hander, but I aim with my left eye. So my left hand is on the trigger, weapon to the left shoulder, right hand supports it. There are 0 to very few weapons designed for left-handers. Casings flying into your face from an ejection port on semi-auto. Bolt-action rifles need to be reloaded with your right hand. Charging handles on the right side of a weapon. Those newish type of athletic shorts that have only right hand pockets. Writing with a ballpoint pen. Any ink pen really. Smudging is a hassle and hand is covered in ink. Apparently ballpoint pens were designed for right-handers. Pen is meant to be pulled across the page where lefties have to push it. So true or not, I blame that on my untidy handwriting. Fishing rods and guns can be a bit difficult too. I don't do either often, so that's not such a biggie. You can't see the awesome design on my mug's sad face. Scissors. Why don't they make barely any left-handed scissors? Is it too hard or something? Honestly, I recite, lefty loosey, righty tighty, every time I unscrew something. If I've made it to 30 this way, I don't think it will ever feel natural to me. I work as an assembler for an engineer and lots of the handheld tools and gadgets are awkward to use. Not a lefty, but in middle school I used to sit with a left-handed person. He was on the right side and I was in the left. The teachers wouldn't let me or him change because this would be unfair to the other students. For the whole school year all the teachers were telling me to improve my handwriting. My lefty girlfriend cannot use a can opener. Doesn't even make sense to me why it would be affected, but she is incapable. Also, spiral-bound notebooks and remembering to sit on my left when we eat so we don't bang elbows constantly. Having to learn how to do most things backwards because 90% of the people teaching you are right-handed. And they still lock the left door of double doors going into a store, so they don't swing wide open and stay that way. I'm older than Reddit's largest demographic and I still reach out with my left hand to encounter the locked door. Fourth world problems, I guess. Being a left-hander in a right-handed world. I'm only lefty at playing guitar, so finding left-handed guitars. Brooms, mops. If you use a broom, or mop, which is screwed onto a handle and brush with it left-handed, so the pressure is on the wrong side, it gradually unscrews as you use it and the broom head falls off. It's really annoying, but I try to cope with it by cleaning as little as possible. Having a disadvantage in gaming with mouse and keyboard. So I tried using a mouse with my left hand and I have so much more control but no speed and I have no muscle memory for the mouse or even worse the keyboard and it's too late to change. I would need a left-handed mouse and a right-handed keyboard and like 6 months to adapt and I would never commit. I'm not bad with my right hand or anything as I like most have used it my entire life but I can feel the control in my left and it sucks I can't use it lol. The sporting goods store is always a pain, shopping for baseball gloves and golf clubs. The lefty selection is always an afterthought, 1 or 2 dusty items sitting in the corner. Makes me feel like I'm in the special class for dumb kids at a bad school. Oh, you're a lefty? We have a special set of clubs just for you. Aren't they nice? Meanwhile, the entire store is filled with the latest high-tech options for right-handers. My only other option is to clumsily swing a right-handed club, hope it's good enough, and have it special ordered. My mother was left-handed. She said that can openers were an invention from the devil. She also hated that the gearshift was on the right in cars. Have fun finding used left-handed golf clubs. Can openers and ring binders. Measuring cups put the US units on the side that would face the user if the user were right-handed. Us lefties have to look at communist metric units. Our oppression knows no bounds. Does anybody who is cross-dominant ever struggle figuring out which handedness they are for each new task, activity, tool they use? And there's that weird self-awareness learning curve. And sometimes you can't answer if you're left or right-handed on the first time of trying something out. Please share. I have always had a pathological fear of driving or operating a vehicle due to being so predominantly left-handed that I have suffered my entire life with clumsiness and coordination problems. I'm in the UK where cars are driven on the right-hand side, which only complicates things further. My brain just can't wrap itself around the idea of using both hands and feet to do different tasks at the same time whilst in motion. Not sure if this is more of a lefty than a righty problem, but it's always been an issue for me. There are many issues as pointed out by other members here. But one thing that makes me happy is the RPAN on Reddit is inverted when PPL stream from their mobile. And viewers constantly ask the streamers if they were left-handed. And they are forced to explain that they were right-handed. Let the righties face some inconvenience too. Evil me smile with horns. Most power tools are much more dangerous to use left-handed because you have to awkwardly fumble around to reach safety and power switches. Acceptance in society. Pencil, lead and markers. I constantly have smudges all over my papers and crap all over my hands. Writing on paper is still impossible. I constantly smudge whatever I'm writing and my hand ends up completely black afterwards. Using potato peelers, it's really hard. I might as well use my teeth. I'd get the job done faster. Whiteboards, because if I write normally it smudges all over me and the board, but if I make sure not to touch it it's really small and wobbly. I'm not left-handed, but I hear more left-handed people suffer workplace injuries than right-handed people because most tools are designed for right-handedness. I have to drive with my right hand and let my left hand hang out the window. Sad face. I hate when you write the side of your hand rubs against the paper and you have lead all over your hands. My rice cooker. When I pointed out that if I used it for me, my hand would cover the steam vent. My sarcastic mother told me to just turn it around, as if it would just function. Nope. Now buttons are against the wall. Can I get around it? Sure. But it is a very real reminder of how little your perspective as a left-hander matters. See also, every mobile app ever. When I get rich, I'm going to found a mobile game app company and every game I make will cater to left-handed people just to show the world how mildly irritating it is. Left-handed rifles still being expensive. Ringed notebooks are the devil. And pens whose ink doesn't dry fast enough, so it gets all messy when your hand goes over it. Edit. Thanks for all the recommendations of what notebook to get instead. I just use my laptop for all note-taking. Kills two birds with one stone. Smiley face. Kitchen knives with guards on them are all right-handed, so I have to cut vegetables by slamming them onto the knife. Eating. I got judgmental talks. I accidentally hold my food or utensil with my left hand out of habit. Chainsaws are all made for right-handed people. Paying extra for specialized equipment. What's that? You're a musician and you want to buy that guitar. Well, too bad. You're gonna be paying an extra $2 minus $300 because the body and fretboard has to be flipped. Fuck you. Wait till someone invents the fingerprint sensor pen that only works right-handed. MUHAHAHAHAHA. Cursive is impossible to write. Wiping out what you just wrote. Almost all scissors in this world being right-handed, etc. I'll add more once I remember more. Every freaking pair of scissors is uncomfortable. Always. And whenever I write in pencil it smears everywhere and gets all over my hand for some reason. Smearing ink when I write. Been dating a lefty for years now. If we're going to eat at a bar she must sit on the left and me on the right. Otherwise dinner will be a battle of dueling elbows. Notebooks. The spiral metal piece is so annoying. Same problem with binders. Can openers. I just can't do it. Then my partner helps me. Sometimes it magically works and I can open the can. I'm a lefty, but do everything with my right hand except write. So I don't have any of the issues mentioned here. Am I broken? My mom's a lefty. She said ladles and scissors are made for righties and that is a daily struggle, annoyance for her. I also got her a lefty Pyrex measuring cup that she really appreciated too. Thanks for watching. See you later.